The following is a presentation of Muddy River Sports.
Welcome to another episode of Schuck on a Truck, brought to you by Shottenkirk Toyota. I'm Muddy River Sports editor Matt Schuckman, hanging out on the tailgate in Palmyra, Missouri at Jackson Park Golf Course as we get set for the Great River Tigers chapter of the Mizzou Alumni Association's Scholarship Banquet. And I'm extremely honored to be joined by University of Missouri Athletic Director Laird Veatch. Thank you for taking the time to do this.
You bet. Happy to do it. It's going to be fun. My first interview on the back of a truck. So
there you go.
Probably a lot of your guests have said that.
Yeah, I think so. And it's amazing how the number of people that ask to be on the back of the truck. So you're special. I appreciate Dave Matter reaching out and helping us coordinate this and everything. So I really appreciate you taking the time to do this.
Absolutely.
What has you excited right now as we're nearing August, so we're gearing up for the start of the school year? What has you excited about Mizzou athletics?
Yeah, it's kind of a harder question, an easier question. What's not exciting about Mizzou athletics, right? And it's very genuine. You know, I know that sounds like a very athletic director thing to say.
Yeah.
But if you think about it, like across our sports, we have a lot of positives. I mean, the momentum, and this is, none of my doing, right? It's just I showed up and at the right time about a year ago, and we're rolling. And we have really good people, great coaches, which is what really drives winning in our world. But there's also really good alignment and support from our president, our curators. Our staff is just really good people. So there's a lot going on in college athletics right now. If you haven't noticed, but to be at a place like this right now it's pretty awesome.
We apologize if you hear cars going back and forth. It's very busy here. We're going to have a great turnout at the barbecue tonight. All to talk to this guy and hear him speak about Mizzou athletics. What's next? What's on the horizon for Mizzou athletics? What's the big thing that you have your eyes on?
Yeah, well, like I said, there's a lot going on in college athletics. Right now at Mizzou, certainly that North End Zone project, $250 million expansion to our stadium has been a big area of focus, not only on the fundraising side, but just construction, management, making sure it's going right. And it's going really well, so fans, when they show up and they see, on weekends here coming up this fall, it's going to be a big construction site, be all blocked off. But you're going to really see the magnitude of that project.
Yeah.
And, what I tell people about that is it's not just fun and exciting to see things going up, but particularly right now in the midst of all the change and things we're managing for us, for our fans, for our donors, for our university leadership to be willing to step out there and continue to invest at that magnitude in our facilities says a lot. And it's going to really change the feel of that stadium. It's beyond just like suites and club seats and all that cool stuff. It's going to enclose it. It's the way we look when you drive by. The whole thing it really is like a massive statement that we're for real, right? We're here. We're this winning thing is now an expectation.
That's right. This isn't Mizzou won this year.
Right.
It is. We're going to win.
Right.
And that's how you have to approach it, isn't it?
Absolutely. And that's probably, we were talking a little bit before we got on air, it's been a while since I've been back here, right? It's been, 20 plus years.
Right.
But to come back now, and people ask me what the difference is, and so much of it is like the expectation has just changed, right? Now we're now at a place where we expect to win, and now the next step is like, how do we expect to win championships, right? We're really taking steps, but those expectations are elevating, and we want to keep piling on to that. It's an incredible opportunity. The momentum is awesome, and all the right people and the alignment and investment, all those things are there, right? So it's not like it's just talk. Like there's real action going behind it. So it makes it a lot of fun.
What drew you back to Mizzou, to Columbia, to come back?
A lot of what I just said. First of all, just knowing kind of where it's at. But and I say this is also kind of like, it sounds like 80 speak for somebody in my chair, but of all the places we've lived, Columbia, being in Missouri, was the one we truly enjoyed the most. Like just in terms of like the people and quality of life. We really, my wife and I are both Midwest people, but we especially liked this place. It's where we got our start in marriage. It's where our kids were born. It's our first job out of college. So there's a lot that goes to that, but. So in a lot of ways, it's like this first full circle kind of life moment where you feel like this is what you've been working towards, and then it's there, and God lays it in front of you, and you get to enjoy it, and we're trying to take advantage of the moment.
I know we just got done with SEC Media Days for football, and it sounded like some of those guys were a big hit at the SEC Media Days, which is awesome. But one of the big things involved with football is Coach Drinkwitz's enthusiasm, his energy that he brings to everything he does. Does that permeate through the rest of the athletic department?
Absolutely. You know, when you have a leader like that, particularly for that sport, and doing well, it does permeate. Like it has a big impact. And you know, his energy, his enthusiasm, his humor, his everything about him is just kind of contagious.
That's right.
And the thing though that I appreciate behind the scenes is just how smart he is about what he does and how real he is. Like it is a real deal. Like he cares about his kids. While he is very humorous and he's very clever, I guess you could say, in a lot of ways. He's also a very real guy that really cares, and he's unbelievably serious about what he does and works his tail off in a very smart way, and that's what's led to the success we're seeing.
And obviously football and men's basketball takes the cake. Those are the ones that drive a lot of the interest in Mizzou athletics. But the other sports are having so much success. Softball, gymnastics with a Final Four appearance last year. You can go up and down the line. Mizzou is thriving in every aspect.
Yeah, absolutely. And that's, that stuff is contagious.
Yeah,
and I remember having a conversation with Jeremy Foley, who was the AD at Florida for many years. So I worked at Florida for a few years. Right. It was a really good experience for me. And so I got to spend a lot of time with him. And he was there and really led their department through a time of kind of unprecedented success. Multiple national championships in multiple sports, multiple years in a row. And he talked about that. Like when you have success, it kind of begets success. And the expectations and that kind of peer pressure, and people see what it takes to be successful, and they start emulating that, and it continues to build, right? So it's fun to see that kind of, that goes along with the expectations. I think so.
How much fun is it for you to come to work every day?
It's a blast. It is challenging. I will say, particularly these days, just because there's so many kind of, we're going through such change that a lot of your time and thought and effort has to go into manage that change strategically, the decisions you got to make, those kind of things. But I absolutely love it. I mean, coming out to things like this, people appreciate it, they care, and it's an honor to be in a spot like this, at a place like this.
How important are events like this just to help, not only, as we talked about earlier, off the air branding, but just to connect with the fan base and drum up donor support and all those things. These are important events for that, aren't they?
Yeah, absolutely. And in the end, we're in a relationship business, just like all of them. And that's why I make a real effort. And Eric Borson, my good friend and co-worker there, from the area,
Quincy guy.
Quincy High School. I think.
That's right, Quincy High School graduate. Yeah.
We make an effort to really get out and get to different corners of the state and see our people, because we're always asking y'all to come back, right?
Exactly.
Come back to Columbia. So every now and then we got to try to get out here and say thank you and shake your hand and let you know we appreciate it.
Well, I hope to get there this fall. And even during, we have a Quincy girl on the women's basketball team.
Yeah,
Abby
that's right.
Schuck.
Yeah,
So maybe you'll see me in Columbia a couple times this coming year.
Yeah, it'd be fun.
I'd love to get back. Awesome. I love Columbia. Obviously, being a Mizzou grad, it helps. So
it's kind of hard to beat.
Really appreciate you taking time to do this. I know you got a lot to get to and a lot to people to talk to. I really appreciate you taking time to do this.
Happy to do it, Schuck. It's been
awesome.
fun.
MIC.
Cool. ZOU.
For Laird Veatch, I'm Matt Schuckman. This has been another episode of Schuck on a Truck, brought to you by Shottenkirk Toyota.
Muddy River Sports. Our home, our sports.